What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past week or so. We are back. I think this has been the longest time I've not uploaded a video. To be honest, it's felt good. It's 3 years or 2 years, should I say, and a half. Uploading almost every single day has been crazy, and not uploading is very, very weird. Again, it's not my choice. There isn't that much news out there, and also with the World Cup, it's not many people want to watch Barcelona news, but we're back. I'm very, very excited to talk about all the latest news around Barcelona over the past week. Firstly, of course, is going to be the January transfer window. It's going to be a big month for Barcelona, players coming in, but more importantly and more likely, players leaving. Firstly, the club have identified their two main positions for the upcoming windows. Firstly, in the pivot, the club do want to sign a new midfielder to replace most likely outgoing Sergio Busquets, who we do have an update on his future. We're looking at free agents in Ngolo Kante, Youri Tielemans, Gundogan, but of course, Neves and Zubimendi are also options for Barcelona. But alongside the pivot, the club want to also sign a new right back as well. Hector Bellerin, the current right back, most likely will be not renewing his contract at Barcelona, so he'll leave as a free agent in the summer, but he could even leave in January as well because Roma are very, very interested. But for a new right back, the club have three names on their current list: Diogo Dalot, Juan Foyth, and also Benjamin Pavard. Now again, for players to come in, players must leave. We do have an update on the current situation of FFP for Barcelona and the new rule implemented by Javier Tebas for La Liga. But we do have some rumors about players leaving. Firstly, Memphis Depay. You have United and Roma very, very interested with him currently sat on 100,000 euros per week. Most likely, he does have his exit in the January transfer window. But the surprise one is Franck Kessie, where Barcelona have received concrete loan offers for the Ivorian midfielder, and they are considering his exit in the January transfer window. We also have an update on preseason for Barcelona, preseason 2.0, of course, after the World Cup. Lewandowski's red card update on that appeal, and also a big update on the new Barcelona documentary, and some contract renewal updates as well on Frenkie de Jong, Sergio Busquets, and Inaki Pena as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is one of the best replica football jersey websites on the market. They have fantastic qualities at fantastic prices. I ordered some the other day, and I got the treble winning jersey for Barcelona in the 14-15 season. The quality is absolutely unreal at a fantastic price. Look at the badge on the jersey. It is fantastic. You have the Nike logo as well, looking brilliant. It has the right tags, the right size, the right material, and it's at a fantastic price. And on their website, they do have the new Barcelona kit for this season with the Spotify logo. You can pick what badge you want on the sleeve, La Liga, Champions League. You can pick whatever number you want, whatever name you want on the back as well. And again, the material is absolutely unreal. Here I have the 2007 Champions League kit for Barcelona. As you can see, it has the UNICEF logo, the Nike, the Barcelona badge with the Camp Nou name around it. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 15% off your final order. That is BOY. Use it at checkout, 15% off, and all orders over $80 get free shipping as well. So go down below, top link in the description, and get your new football kit today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past week or so. Now, firstly, we're going to discuss Barcelona's midfield options for the upcoming January transfer window. Now, with the club being kind of broke and also FFP absolutely destroying us in the backside, the club are going to have to look at some free agent options, whether it be in January for a very, very small fee or in the summer for nothing. And we have been linked with multiple free agent midfielders in the summer of 2023. Either we sign them in the summer or maybe for a small fee in January. Now, firstly, we have Luis Rojo from Marca. He's come out saying that Barcelona are considering signing Youri Tielemans as a Sergio Busquets replacement. And also Alfredo Martinez from Sport came out saying that Ilkay Gundogan is the chosen one to replace Sergio Busquets. Barcelona have decided. So there's been a lot of multiple reports about Tielemans and Gundogan, who both will be free agents in the summer of 2023. Firstly, on Gundogan, I think at the moment he wants to stay at Man City. He wants to renew his contract at Man City. Once we hit January, he'll begin negotiations with them over a contract extension. The question really now is, does Pep want to keep him? We're hearing Bayern Munich also want him as well if he'll become available. So I'll keep your eyes on Gundogan, but I think with his profile of age, I don't think it'll suit Barcelona too much. I think Youri Tielemans is a much more attractive profile. He is younger, he is more tenacious, but again, there's gonna be competition for his signing as well. But both of them saying that they're gonna be a Busquets replacement, I just can't see that. They're both, again, box to box midfielders, just like Ruben Neves. Can they play a double pivot? Yes. Can they do a job as a pivot? You could say that, but as a natural pivot, they end up the standard, especially for Barcelona. Now, we have been linked with another midfielder as well, who for me at the moment is the most likely to sign as that free agent pivot. I think the club want to go for an expensive one, whether it's Zubimendi or Ruben Neves, then a free one, whether it's Tielemans, Gundogan, or in my opinion, Ngolo Kante. Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Chelsea have still no agreement with Ngolo Kante on a new contract. Huge chances for the French midfielder to leave as a free agent in 2023. Kante would love to stay, but no deal is in place. Chelsea are already looking at young midfielders to replace him. The problem with Kante is that he's very injury prone. Of course, in his prime, he was great. I would have taken him to Barcelona, but I think right now he's very, very injury prone. You'll go out there, play a couple games, and he'll be out for a month. I also am in the reason to believe that he is also not a lone pivot for the Barcelona style of football. I think, again, he reminds me a bit of Frenkie de Jong, up and down, gets the ball back, very tenacious. Again, like a Ruben Neves profile as well. But I think the rumors around Kante to Barcelona are much stronger than, of course, the likes of Tielemans and Gundogan. I think Ngolo Kante is ahead of them. I think the club are looking at getting Kante while also going to be investing money in Zubimendi, Neves, maybe even someone else. So keep your eyes on the midfield market. The club are definitely in there, with Busquets most likely going to be leaving the club at the end of the season. We have other rumors about other midfielders leaving the club as well, whether it's Frenkie de Jong or Franck Kessie, who we'll talk about later on in the video. The club are deep into the market of the midfielders. They're narrowing down their options, whether it's going to be the free ones and also the ones that will cost money, and they will make the decision very soon. Now, along with a pivot, another priority for Barcelona in the upcoming transfer windows will, of course, be signing a new right back, with Roberto going to be a free agent 2023. Bellerin crap. The club must take advantage and start looking in the right back department. Now, Roger Tolor from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Diogo Dalot, Benjamin Pavard, and also Juan Foyth are the three names on Barcelona's list to reinforce the right back spot. The club is still waiting for La Liga's interpretation of with the fair play rule before being able to undertake the signings. We'll talk about that later on, but let's focus on the three names in the right back position. Now, I think as a right back, out of these three options, Diogo Dalot is the best, simply because he is a natural right back. Pavard and also Juan Foyth both can do a job right back, but can also do a very good job at center back as well. The question now is, does Xavi want a versatile right back or a natural right back? That's going to be the big question. If it's going to be natural, he wants, I think out of these three options, it will definitely be Diogo Dalot, but he wants a right back who's reliable in defense, but also can play at center back if needs be. He wants to switch to a 3 at the back formation. We have injuries. Then you're probably looking at Pavard and Juan Foyth. Out of those two, I do personally prefer Juan Foyth. You might say Benjamin Pavard is better. He won the World Cup. He's played at Bayern Munich. I understand that, but I think Juan Foyth is ready to take that next step up. I think Pavard right now is looking for not really a payday, but more so a payday, but a payday, but at a big club, if you know what I mean. I just think Juan Foyth is more long-term. He'll be better long-term. I think both at their peak, Juan Foyth will be better. I think you can say, we can definitely make the argument right now that Pavard is better. So we'll wait and see. I think right now the question is going to be down to price. Of course, Dalot has 1 year left in his contract this summer, which will probably be extended by United for 1 year, the automatic extension. So he'll be going to this year with 1 year left in his contract. I think Pavard will be a free agent. I don't think Juan Foyth will be. So with Pavard being a free agent, if you want to go for him instead, I'd understand that, although I do prefer Juan Foyth. But I want more. I think the club have never signed a top right back. Like, even Dani Alves, when we signed him, he wasn't a top. He was a prospect, and he was, kind of the one of the up-and-coming ones. We've never signed a top tier right back. Although we can't do it this summer because we don't have the money, I understand that. But I think the club really needs to start investing in our fullbacks. Yes, we have Alejandro Balde on the left-hand side. I think on the right-hand side, you have to make a big investment. But looks like the club will be prioritizing that in the midfield. So I'll wait and see on that. Also, quickly, a big update on the center back department. Of course, Piqué is retired. Xavi doesn't want 5 center backs. We probably will sign Inigo Martinez as a free agent, whether it be in January or in the summer. But the club have been linked with one of the top up-and-coming young center backs in the world, and that is Gavardio. Pletty from Sky Germany has come out saying that Barcelona are one of the clubs highly interested in Gavardio. I think also United, Real Madrid, probably Bayern Munich as well because of the Bundesliga. I tell you what, he's so good. I've seen him at the World Cup, which you could say is, World Cup bias. I understand that. I've seen him a lot. I've seen him a lot with RB Leipzig as well. But in this World Cup, man, this guy is ridiculous. His tackling is unreal, and also he's fast. I think he can play as a fullback as well. I think he'd be a brilliant signing, but he's gonna cost. I think Chelsea bid 90 million in the summer, and got rejected. Then he renewed his contract. So you're looking at 100 million, I think I would say, for him, unless he has a release clause with RB Leipzig since he stayed and extended his contract. That could be the case, but I doubt it would be anything less than 70, which of course, at the moment, it's not going to be a priority for us. We have Jules Koundé, you have Araujo, you have Eric Garcia, you have Christensen. We need other players at other positions. We need to pivot, and we need to right back. So don't think we'll sign Gavardio, although he is a fantastic player. I think the club will probably use that money that they would spend on him, which is, again, upwards of around 70, maybe even triple figures in 100 million euros. I'm probably a right back and also a pivot. Now, position for Barcelona at the moment that isn't the priority, but it could be later on, maybe in the next summer transfer window or the one after that, is going to be the winger department. Now, some sad news is that Endrick, who of course is the Brazilian wonder kid coming out of the Brazilian league at the moment, one of the top prospects in the world, 16-year-old kid, absolutely looking disgusting in the South American league. He's going to Real Madrid. It's basically a done deal. Apparently, they're going to be paying over his release clause to get the deal done. They're going to get the deal done before the end of the year. It's pretty much a done deal. PSG just pulled out of the operation, and we're looking at 70 million euros for him. Now, here's my opinion on it. I'm disappointed we missed out on him. I would have gone for him, but I think at that price, it's too much. The club can't do it, and also there are other priorities. You already have forwards. You have Ousmane Dembele, Rafinha, Ferran Torres, Ansu Fati, Lewandowski, even Memphis Depay. So I wouldn't say we're desperate for a winger. It would have been nice to get him. I think he's kind of like the cream of the crop. He's like the icing on the cake for a good team, which right now we do have on paper, but we need to strengthen in other positions that are higher priorities, which is why I'm not going in on the club too much. I'm missing out on him, and also the price, 16 years old, 70 million euros is mad. So Endrick to Real Madrid, fair play to them. They picked up every single Brazilian talent since Neymar, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., and now they have Endrick. We'll see how that front three works out. But it doesn't end there, of course. There are other young Brazilian players coming from the Brazilian league as well. And now Barcelona will be targeting a new one, and that is Vitor Roque. Roger Toro from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona are monitoring Brazilian youngster Vitor Roque and also Estabio Williams of Palmeiras at the club. They really like the profile of Vitor Roque, who will turn 18 on February 28th. So keep your eyes on him. I think the club are trying to make an investment in a young player, so sign him when he's 18, loan him back, maybe loan him to one La Liga club, and then bring him to Barcelona. That way you have 2 or 3 year period to develop and become a stronger player. I think the club is going to do that with Endrick as well, and now we'll see Real Madrid do that probably. So I'm still gutted we're missing out on Endrick, but it is what it is. We'll see how Vitor Roque does. I think at a price we're looking at, 20-30 million euros. So you're looking at more than half the price of Endrick, which to be fair doesn't look bad on paper, but keep your eyes on it. But again, this will be something that will be done later on in the year. Again, with the forward department right now not being a priority, the club will be focusing on the departments that are the priority. Now, with all the rumors about Barcelona wanting to sign players in January and also the summer, the big question has always been about FFP, Financial Fair Play in La Liga, which Javier Tebas decided to introduce a few years ago and has absolutely screwed over the Spanish division. Anyways, right now, Barcelona cannot sign any players. We do not have any room in the FFP margin whatsoever. Both Joan Laporta and also Jordi Cruyff, who is the sporting director of Barcelona, have confirmed this over the past week. And we do have some reports, first coming in from Cope. They've come out saying that Barcelona need to reduce their wage bill from 600 million to 400 million. According to the new FFP law, clubs exceeding the limit will only be able to spend 40% of their earnings. If clubs exceed for more than a season, they can't sign a player for more than 1 year. What in the is that rule? Anyways, Candacer came out saying that Barcelona is studying the new regulations in order to take illegal action against La Liga. Barcelona considered that Javier Tebas is limiting the use of assets for a private entity. However, a final decision has not been made quite yet. Also, Raccoon came out saying that economic levers that bring future reoccurring income from now on will be limited to only one. Barcelona selling BLM, of course, the license and merchandising, will not help fair play. Barcelona already knows that La Liga made adaptations that fully affect the club. So with Javier Tebas moving absolutely mad, the club need a miracle, and this is why the club want to get rid of players in January, i.e. most likely Memphis Depay. Currently set on 100,000 euros per week. Makes sense to get rid of him, and we don't see him as a future player. But I'm there thinking, like, with PK not retiring, it does not even decrease the number. Like, I don't, like, if you go back here, it says our current wage bill is 600, we had to bring it down to 400. Does that include PK's retirement or not? Because that man was sitting on 30 million a year, something ridiculous like that. So I would be cautious of this January window. I think the club will be probably looking at loan moves. I think if we can even pull that off, I think we're looking at least 2 sales. I have no idea which ones. I think one of them will be Memphis, but in order to make those reinforcements, we have to sacrifice some things. That's why the club have basically every player on the market, but there is a few untouchables which we will talk about later on in the video. But yeah, situation for us in terms of FFP is not too good. We need an absolute miracle again to be able to sign players, but I back the board. Joan Laporta, Rafael Uste, Youri Tielemans, they know what they're doing, and I want to have 110% faith in them, as they will try their best to be able to sign players in January. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past week or so. First up is not a surprising one. It is Hector Bellerin. Now, there are reports coming in from Italy saying that Roma are interested in a loan signing of Hector Bellerin in the January transfer window. You're probably thinking, Barca boy, he has only 1 year left in his deal, so yeah, we would loan him, and then he'll be a free agent, and then Roma cover his wages. That is an option on the table. Now, Mateo Barreto and Juan Marti from Arlivo came out saying that as of today, the intention of the sporting area is not to renew the contract of Hector Bellerin. Roma asked about him, but there are also English clubs that are more interested than Roma at the moment. I would keep your eyes on this. The problem is that Hector Bellerin is on like 50,000, 80,000 per week, so him leaving will not help FFP, help the wage bill that much, but you get rid of a player, you get rid of a player. So keep your eyes on it. Again, no future, but I'd be very, very cautious of this for one specific reason. He is our only natural right back in the squad. You want to go and stick with Roberto, who's currently right now injury prone. He got the medical green light, of course, a few days ago, but you really want to rely on him. You really want to spend put Koundé there, who you spend, 60 million euros to have as a center back. You want to spend Araujo there, who you spend a lot of money to renew his contract there. I would keep Bellerin for the season. I'll be honest. I think having that option as a natural right back to cover and also play those lower end games, you could say, in La Liga, the Copa, Super Cup, whatever the case may be, even the Europa League after we progress hopefully against Manchester United. I would be looking at keeping him unless we get a good offer. If a team comes and says, we'll cover his whole wages for the rest of his contract and we'll take him on loan, I probably would accept it. But we'll wait and see. I think the decision will come down to Xavi and the sporting area as well. But at the moment, Bellerin has no future at Barcelona. Now, another right back who Barcelona do not want anymore is actually a player who is currently on loan, and that is Sergino Dest. There are reports coming in from Italy saying that Sergino Dest has convinced at the World Cup, and AC Milan are now willing to execute the purchase option they do have of 20 million euros. This will get the club drooling. I don't know what they mean has convinced at the World Cup. I think Dest has been very, very average from the games that I've seen personally. Anyways, I know for AC Milan over the past few months, he hasn't really been struggling, but he hasn't been getting game time. I don't think his performances have been that great as well. I think he had one stinker, I believe, in some game. I remember the newspapers going in on him. The club need to catch out. They know that, and that's why they hope that he does well from now to the end of the season. That way AC Milan can execute that. 20 million for Dest. Take that every single day of the week. I think we paid 25 for him, maybe even 27, 24, somewhere around there. So we're losing a bit of money, but for the 2 years we had him, you could say getting 20, recuperating that fee is absolutely worth it. And of course, more cash in the bank, more room for FFP, more money to spend on players. So win-win for everyone. The question now is really, will a club sign Dest for the right price, whether it's AC Milan or maybe even someone else? Now, the player who has been rumored to leave the club the most over the past week is a surprising one in my opinion, and it is Franck Kessie, the new signing for Barcelona, who only signed a few months ago. Now, here's the story. Italy are going crazy. They keep saying every single day that, Franck Kessie wants to leave Barcelona. He wants to leave in January. AC Milan, Inter, all the Italian clubs want to sign him on loan. That's the reports always. They're not reliable in any way, shape, or form. Then Kessie's agent came out speaking in the media and actually spoke to Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo, and he came out saying this, the words of Kessie's agent: "It's fake news, totally false. He's not leaving. Kessie will continue working to earn a place in the team. He's had offers in the summer, and he bet heavily on Barcelona. And also, Kessie himself is very happy at Barcelona. So I'm reading this thinking, you know what? Same crap all the time. Whoop-de-doo. But then the big man came out. Gerard Romero. He came out saying that a few days ago, Kessie's agent met with the club to discuss his situation, and apparently Barcelona do officially have a few concrete offers on the table, 2 of them from Italian sides on loan, and also an English team as well. Renewal came out confirming this as well, saying that Napoli and Inter are the 2 Italian clubs that want Kessie, alongside a few Premier League clubs, although the player wants to stay. So there are clubs interested, so I'd keep your eyes on this only because I know the club are very rational. They do a lot of desperate stuff. A few days left in the window. They need some FFP margin. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if we let go of Kessie, whether it's on loan or permanent. Again, all of the offers currently are loans. Again, we're about to enter crunch time. Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, every single freaking week. You got the Super Cup coming in, you have the Copa del Rey, we're fighting in the league, and we're also in Europa League. Why in the hell would you get rid of one of our best squad players? Yes, he has not been up to standard so far. He's still adapting. You have Busquets, Pedri, and Xavi who play every single goddamn second of every single goddamn day, and they're gonna burn out. You have Frenkie de Jong as well, so you have 4 players to rotate for 3 positions. It makes no sense. I think if we sell Kessie or loan him, whatever the case may be, we are screwed because you're hindering what was so impressive about last summer, and that is improving the squad as a whole. Oh, Xavi gets injured, bring on Frenkie. Oh, Frenkie goes down, bring on Kessie. Our squad is so strong, which also allows Xavi to rotate, give players some rest. That way they don't get burned out, they don't pick up injuries. So getting rid of one of our best squad players for me makes absolutely no sense, but we'll wait and see. I think it's just right now the media's a bit desperate. They want some news, which is understandable, but hey, the offers are there, they're real, and I think the club will hold on to them until the end of the January transfer window, just in case they need a way out for something. But the player who is most likely to leave the club in the January transfer window is, of course, Memphis Depay. Now, there are reports coming in from Tuttosport in Italy saying that Jose Mourinho is very interested in signing Memphis Depay in January to reinforce Roma's attack. The Portuguese coach has already contacted the player. Roma could sign Memphis on a loan deal in January, paying his salary until the end of the season. Once the player finishes his contract with Barcelona in the summer becomes a free agent, Roma would plan to sign him on a free deal. There are also reports about Juventus being interested again, but apparently they're on the verge of bankruptcy. They could even get relegated to Serie B. And of course, the main team, Manchester United, also in the works. I think it'll depend on how Memphis does in the World Cup. Of course, he scored 1 goal against USA. They play Argentina, of course, on Friday. They get knocked out. I think his value has not increased or decreased in any way, shape, or form. Again, to the point of Kessie, I personally would not get rid of Memphis. For me, it makes if we can just stay with the exact same squad that we have and we don't make any signs in January, I'd be more happy with that than, loaning Kessie, getting rid of Bellerin, and getting rid of Memphis just to bring in, Youri Tielemans, right? It doesn't make sense to me, and I think having a squad is so important. Again, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. I'm about to do a freaking dance to this crap. You need a squad. Lewandowski cannot play every single second of every single game from January until May. He cannot. He literally, physically, mentally cannot. And I think having Memphis is very, very important. Yes, he's not a great striker. He's not really a good out-and-out replacement, but you can put Ansu there, you can put Varane there, and then put Memphis on the left wing, where I think is his best position in Barcelona. So, wait and see. But again, the club, when they make a decision, usually they go through it. I would say 80% Depay does leave in January, and the only thing that will be holding him back is Lewandowski, maybe his red card. If he gets injured, the offer's not too great. But again, with the wage bill being very high at the moment, I think Memphis Depay's future at Barcelona is slowly but surely coming to an end. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, on the contract renewal of Frenkie de Jong. Finally, some positive news about Frenkie. It's coming from Sport, though, so it's not that reliable. Sport came out saying that Barcelona and Frenkie de Jong's entourage are in touch to talk about a long-term deal with a salary reduction, which would allow Barcelona to sign players in January. The club want to show Frenkie de Jong that he's indisputable at the Camp Nou. So the club trusts Frenkie. They want to extend his contract, but chucking that little salary reduction in there as well. I think the same will be for Marc-Andre ter Stegen as well, even though there aren't any concrete rumors about that. You get rid of Memphis, get rid of Bellerin, maybe Kessie, reduce Frankie's wages, reduce Ter Stegen's wages. Boom, you're getting from 600 to 400 in no time. So I think Frenkie de Jong taking a wage reduction is absolutely crucial. Currently set, of course, on 400,000 euros per week. That should be coming down to, I think, $250,000. I would say maybe even 200,000, but it's going to be difficult, no doubt about it. He's been through a lot over the past few months. His name's been scrutinized. His contract has been leaked, so I don't think it'll be as easy as people make it out. But the club are in talks with him, and hopefully they can both reach an agreement. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of the Barcelona captain, Sergio Busquets. Now, Samuel Marzin and Moses Malone from ESPN have come out saying that Barcelona are open to extending Busquets' contract. They will leave the midfielder to decide his future. At the moment, he has nothing signed with anyone, but he would like to have some sort of certainty on his future by at least February. Now, of course, last night Spain were knocked out of the World Cup on penalties against Morocco. Absolutely crazy. Poor Busi missed the penalty. He came out after the match saying that he's going to start thinking about his future now, whether it's going to be for Spain or Barcelona. I have no idea, but I think we're looking at the end here. I'm still very firm on all 4 captains leaving. We got Piqué out already. Well, we got Piqué. I mean, Piqué's left. There's now 3 more to go. Busquets, Alba, and also, of course, Sergi Roberto. I think Busquets will leave. I think the only way Busquets stays is if Xavi gets on his knees and absolutely begs him to stay. And also, if we sign a box-to-box player and not a pivot. So if we sign Gundogan, Tielemans, Kante, Ruben Neves, but we can't get that Zubamendi profile, Xavi may just beg Busquets just 1 more year, stay, be a double pivot, or just be my single pivot for 1 more year, then you can go, no problem. But they'll have to do some very good convincing. I think Busquets is a foot and a half already outside the door, and I would be very, very shocked if he stayed and renewed his contract. I think in January, February time, we'll get the rumors, we'll get the leaks about Busquets not renewing his contract and ending his historic time at Barcelona. And the final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Inaki Pena, who of course is a backup goalkeeper for Barcelona. We do have some encouraging reports about his renewal. First, coming in from Gabriel Sanz, Mundo Deportivo. He's come out saying that Real Betis remain attentive to Inaki Pena's situation. Barcelona are currently negotiating a contract renewal with Inaki Pena, who of course his contract ends in 2023. The player wants to stay, and Barcelona are happy with his attitude and his performance as well. Also, Mateo Morita from Arlivo came out saying that Inaki Pena has received an offer from England in recent weeks. It is an important project, but the renewal with Barcelona is well addressed and continues to be the most probed and close option for the player. So Inaki Pena's renewal at Barcelona, now I wouldn't say the advanced stages, but definitely deep in negotiation. But Inaki Pena does have offers elsewhere, whether it's in England, Betis, Galatasaray. He does have options to leave and possibly be a first choice goalkeeper. I think with Ter Stegen, probably has a few years left. I think if Inaki Pena stays, because he's understudy, then once Ter Stegen leaves, I think Inaki Pena could definitely step up to the plate. Although if we do lose Inaki Pena, I would not be too fussed about it, because A, he can come back in the future, but B, you do have Arnau Tenes as well. So not too fussed about Inaki Pena, but I would renew his contract in my opinion. Maybe give him a very, very slight salary increase. I think he's probably earning right now like 40, 50, make it like 55, 60, maybe 70 max. But I think in the end, he will renew his contract. The question now really is when will the club do it? But currently, Barcelona and Inaki Pena in deep negotiation over a contract renewal. Now, with Barcelona, of course, having FFP issues, a lot of players are going to be trying to be moved around by Barcelona, whether it's sales, salary reduction, whatever the case may be. All players at Barcelona essentially are on the market, in the sense that if they receive an offer, the club will definitely study it, evaluate it, and make a decision upon that. But there are a few players who Barcelona consider untouchable, which means no matter what offer is made, the club will not consider it under any circumstances. Gerard Romero's come out saying that Barcelona does not want to hear any offer for the following 5 players as of today: Alejandro Balde, Ronald Araujo, Pedri, Gavi, and Ansu Fati. These are the only names that aren't for sale. Offers for the rest of the players may be evaluated if a good proposal comes in. So you're probably thinking, let's say for example, off the top of my head, Rafinha. We just bought him for 60. If someone offers 40, will the club sell him? No. Someone offers 80, would the club sell him? Maybe. They'll sit down, they'll analyze it, see what they can do with that money to bring in a replacement, then make a decision upon that. But these are the 5 players who, no matter what offer is made, the club will not consider it. To be honest, I do agree with that list as well. So no worries about that. I think it's a very, very strong list. You're probably thinking like all the other players like Ter Stegen and Frenkie de Jong If offers do come in, the club will definitely consider it, but these are the 5 players who the club will not consider an offer for in any way, shape, or form. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past week or so. Now, of course, a few days ago, the first team has returned to training. Those players, of course, are not participating in the World Cup. I've gotten a lot of questions about Barcelona's friendlies. A lot of top teams are playing friendlies, so, warm up to get, preseason 2.0 to get back in the groove for the matches when they resume after the World Cup. Damn, I hit my table very, very hard there. Now, Sport have come out saying that Barcelona were in negotiation with Arsenal and also Juventus to play a friendly before the restart of La Liga. However, the sporting staff prefer to avoid traveling. An ideal case would be to recover little by little in Barcelona to avoid risk. So originally, I think a few weeks ago, we were deep into conversation with Arsenal to play a friendly at the Emirates, Juventus to play one at their stadium, but now the club prefer not to do anything and prefer not to travel, not risk anything whatsoever. Although I can agree with that part, I do disagree with the fact that we don't play a friendly. I think we should definitely play someone, whether it's, Cadiz, Elche, Osasuna, maybe someone in Spain. I think getting some first team minutes on the pitch is so important. I think having the first game back, being the Catalonia derby as well with Espanyol, will be very, very difficult. Although it will be at the Camp Nou, it does favor us a bit. I think getting some preseason friendly games is very, very important. Like, it could be against All Out again, whatever the case may be. So most likely, I pretty much say it's confirmed now, no friendlies for Barcelona preseason 2.0 abroad, internally in Spain. Maybe there's still a little bit of chance. Now, on the topic of the restart of the season, of course, Barcelona's main talisman, the star striker Robert Lewandowski, did receive a red card on the final day of La Liga before the World Cup, suspended for 3 matches. The club did appeal this a week ago or so, and now they received the response. Reliva came out saying that confirmed the 3-match ban to Lewandowski does stand. The RFEF appeal committee had dismissed the claim of Barcelona, which appealed the first yellow card that the poll saw against Osasuna, in addition to the 2 suspended matches for the gesture while leaving for the changing room. So again, the appeal got rejected. Sky is blue, grass is green. I'm not surprised whatsoever. But Raccoon did come out saying that Barcelona's appeal for Lewandowski 3-match ban, of course, was rejected, but the Catalan will file a new appeal, this time to the CAS. It will get rejected again, let's be honest. I think 3 games is absolute disgrace. I think even 2 is a disgrace. I think 1 is fair for what's happened on the day. It makes no sense. So he's going to miss Espanyol, Betis, and I think Atletico Madrid as well. So 3 huge games which Lewandowski is going to miss. But again, you can, on the positive side, he'll get rested up, ready to go for the rest of the season. But as things stand currently, Lewandowski is banned for the first 3 matches for Barcelona after the World Cup. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys an update on the new Barcelona documentary, A New Era. It will be released on December 28th, 2 days before, or 3 days before, should I say, we play Espanyol on the return of the Barcelona matches. Of course, I don't know the decision by this club. I don't know why they did it so late. I thought it would be the first week, maybe first 2 weeks of December, but they left it for the very, very last second. Guys, you have to, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself for this documentary. It's gonna be crazy. The trailer has been released. Go watch it on the Barcelona YouTube channel, on their social media pages. I'm very, very nervous. This could expose so much. I'm more nervous than I am excited for this documentary. I think it will affect a lot of those die-hard culés out there. It's basically a summary, an inside view of the 2 or 3 worst years in the club's history. It's going to be big. We're going to see so much, and it will all start on December the 28th. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past week or so. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know, firstly, of course, is your thoughts on those midfield targets for Barcelona. For those free agents, who would you go for and why? Secondly, at right back, from the 3 options again, who would you choose and why? Thirdly, on Franck Kessie, would you consider his exit in January, and even maybe Memphis Depay as well? And finally, your thoughts on that Lewandowski match ban, how it would affect Barcelona, and also how would you line up without our star striker? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.